Freddie, we are 2 decades into you now training Manny Pacquiao, and at the age of 42 in the year 2021, during a pandemic no less, Manny is still fighting. What do you see in him that he still proves he has that hunger and not only the talent but the drive to continue fighting at such a high level?
Yeah, his work ethic is really good. I've had long talks with him over the years about when we're going to retire. Manny, when I tell you that it's over, it's going to be over. I'll give you the suggestion that it's time to quit, and we have an agreement with that, and we've just never hit that pull though. I mean, the thing is, he keeps working hard. His work ethic is great. He trains hard every day. For this fight, again, I haven't seen him in maybe a couple of years, but he sent me tapes of him working out all the time, and I study him and tell him what we need to work on. And so he's been a very steady customer. I mean, this kid works his ass off every day, and you know, when he picked this opponent, I called him up and congratulated him for picking a real opponent. I said, you know, I'm tired of like these guys fighting bums and so forth. I like real fights, and this is a real fight.
What do you make of the mentality and his approach? How would you describe his mental approach in this fight? Because he's a serious underdog against a bigger, younger, taller fighter.
Yeah, but we've been there before, so that's nothing new. But you know, Manny's ready to go, and when Manny gets ready, you know, he's a good puncher. He's got speed. All of the good things he has are still there. I mean, he's not all done, but he is 42, and I do have to take that into consideration, of course. But his work ethic just shows me that he's still there. He's on fire.
Have you two? What's the game plan that you guys are approaching? Because Manny is such a dynamic fighter, where he makes fighters go into plan B and plan C very quickly because his speed and his power is still prolific at the age of 42.
You know, we have a very good game plan, and the thing is, we're gonna go with it. And he's got a game plan that's gonna win this fight.
When you said Thurman and Broner, you know, they presented challenges, but you thought Thurman is a better test than Spence is? Do you really believe that?
No, he's just talking shit. But the thing is, I did. My number one choice was Mike Garcia, and you know, but when Manny picked this guy, I was happy as could be. At the press conference, they're both gentlemen, both very nice guys, and the best man will win this fight.
What can the sport of boxing learn from someone like Manny, who is always giving himself the toughest tests, no matter the stage of his career?
Well, we have an agreement. Manny told me that he only wants to fight the best, and that was a long time ago we made that agreement. He says, Freddie, if I can't be the best, I don't want to be in the game. And he's still picking the best guys out there.
Mm-hmm. What do you think? Do you think the fact that Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford aren't fighting each other, Manny will just fight them separately himself? Do you think someone like Crawford could be next if Manny still looks good?
You never know. You know, the thing is, he's not all done. So I mean, I would definitely say yes to another fight. Yes, who against who? You know what? He'll pick the best guy again, because that's the way he is. And the thing is, we'll beat that best guy too.
We saw Bernard Hopkins fight till he was almost 50. We are seeing Oscar De La Hoya making a comeback at 48. There's a lot of fighters who still think they have it, who are a lot older than Manny. Legitimately, how much longer do you think Manny can fight at a world-class level, fighting opponents like a Spencer or a Crawford?
You know, the thing is, we're getting into bigger names, bigger opponents, bigger fights that people want to see. You know, again, he's not shot. He's not all done. I would be the first one to tell him if that was to happen. And the thing is, Manny's still a very, very good fighter, and boxing is what he does best. And he knows that, and I know that.
What's the biggest difference between the 21-year-old Manny Pacquiao and the 42-year-old Manny Pacquiao? Because that's where you first got Manny, at 21.
I think it's like 10 years. That's the biggest difference. But the thing is, you know, he still gives it 100%. But you know, again, age is something that we all have to deal with. I mean, you know, I retired when I was 27. I mean, I was an old man at 27. But the thing is, it was time for me to quit, though, because I wasn't getting any better and I wasn't improving. So the thing is, when that starts to happen, you got to think about it. You know, like, do I belong here? And you know, I reassure Manny when I watch him and I see him with his great footwork and hand speed and punching power. He still has all that. So he's not done yet.
I was doing some research and I've noticed Manny's knockout ratio has declined in recent years. I think over his last 16 fights, he only has 1 knockout. How do you want to make sure he still has that power at the same time to knock these guys out?
Well, you know, the thing about Manny Pacquiao is that he's a great puncher at 30. Well, if you wanted me to start at the beginning, at 122 he was a great puncher, at 126 he was a great puncher, at 130 he's a great puncher, at 35 he's a great puncher, at 47 not a great puncher. I mean, he's lost that power. Well, he hasn't lost the power. He just is getting older, and the guys at 47 are more durable. So he doesn't have any knockouts at 47, I know, but there's always a first time.
What in a perfect world, how do you see the fight with Spence unfolding? What's the visions of grandeur that you have with this?
You know, Spence is a little flat-footed. He comes forward. I mean, he plots a lot. He doesn't have really good footwork, but I think Manny kills him there. But you know, he's heavy on his feet. But the thing is, if you stay in the pocket with him for too long, he's very dangerous and he can still punch. And that could be our biggest problem. But that's what we're getting ready for. I mean, we've fought many punches out there before, and Manny, you know, has a good chin. But the thing is, I don't even want that chin tested, to be honest. If it was up to me, you know, I want him defensively moving and making this guy miss all night long.
Absolutely. And Freddie, with the fight, do you see Manny simply boxing circles around him? Is this the way you see him winning this fight? Hit and don't be hit?
Yes. I mean, that's the strategy. That's what we're working on. You know, Manny still has the foot speed and the hand speed to do that. And you know, believe me, I study these fucking tapes over and over and over again. I don't miss nothing. And I'm going to come up with the best game plan I can for my fighter.
And, you know, Manny's life and story is fitting for a movie, and, you know, everyone likes that storybook ending. Is the plan for him to win, retire, and run for the president of the Philippines, and perhaps even have you as vice president?
No, I think the better one for me is Manny Pacquiao wins this fight, runs for president, wins the presidency, and defends his title as a president at one time.
That'll be quite a story, and Manny's life is quite a story. So is yours, Freddie. You guys are salt and pepper, tight at the hip, and will forever go down in history as one of the best fighter-trainer duos of all time. August 21st, Manny's latest test against Errol Spence. It should be a great event, a great fight, and then another chapter in Manny's historic career.
I believe it will be, and you know what I'm saying to the fans, don't miss this one. This is a good one.